Hello everyone, my name's Nicole and I'd like to show you a smart, efficient clinical pathway for one cardiology patient, Simon, who's here with us now. Hi Simon.
Hi Nicole.
At Philips, we know that clinicians need accurate and actionable patient data to make the right decisions at the right time in the right place. And this is particularly true in cardiology, where rising amounts of patient data complicate care delivery. Thank you for meeting with us today, Simon. We understand you recently had some heart trouble that took you to the hospital. Would you tell us about your experience?
Sure. Hi everyone. Well, I have a history of diabetes, and then 8 years ago I was also diagnosed with coronary artery disease, and the doctors put in a stent. I'd been doing well, but about a month ago I started feeling very tired, short of breath, and I had a bad cough. I got worse very quickly, so my wife insisted we go to the emergency room. Immediately, the doctor was worried that it could be heart failure.
I'm sorry to hear that. So what were their initial actions?
Right away, they did an ECG and labs. Then the physician in the emergency room said she needed to review my history and previous ECGs. Well, I thought that meant waiting to call my cardiologist in the morning to send over the documents. So I was so pleasantly surprised that they were able to look up my history right there and see all the information about the stent and my previous studies. It was like the emergency room had the entire cardiac history at their fingertips.
Sounds like they did. So what did the physician decide was the best course of action?
Well, because of my trouble breathing, she ordered an X-ray and also wanted a new ultrasound to compare it to the last echo, which she could see in my history. The ultrasound also went smoother than I'd expected, and I was admitted for treatment within a couple of hours. I was relieved to get out of the emergency room so quickly. Being around all the other patients really increases my stress.
It sounds like you've had quite an ordeal, so I'm glad it went as smoothly as possible. So we'll let you get some rest now while we check in with your clinicians. I'd like to see how they were able to make things go smoothly on their end. Hi, Simon.
Thank you.
Let's move into the hospital to speak to the echocardiographer, Dr. Jones, who reviewed Simon's ultrasound. Hi, Dr. Jones. We wanted to ask you about the ultrasound for our patient, Simon.
Oh yes, I remember Simon and his report well. With our new systems, the process is quite smooth. As soon as the order for the exam was put into the EMR, we received a notification, along with all of Simon's information and clinical data. So we were ready to go in a heartbeat.
Would you tell us about the exam? Simon mentioned how smoothly it went, and I understand you have some new technology supporting your echo exams?
We do. Our cardiovascular ultrasound system helps our sonographer get a quality reading. And when he had some initial concerns, I was able to remote into the exam via a secure feed.
Very cool.
It is. This collaborative technology allows me to speak with the sonographer, view the images, even control equipment settings if I need to.
That's wonderful. I remember hearing from another Philips partner about the support she can provide due to this technology. Here's what she had to say.
That's the fantastic part about, collaboration live. I can be in the echo lab reading studies and then helping the surgeon when they want to talk to me at the same time prior to their surgery.
So you said you've already completed Simon's report. Is the new technology helping your workflow as well?
Yes. The new off-cart solution with embedded advanced echo tools lets me securely view and analyse studies from anywhere, anytime. Our system now pre-populates a lot of report information and flags the necessary inputs. We also have new automated AI-driven tools for advanced quantification and analysis. This all helps me finalise reports much quicker. We were even able to perform an automated strain analysis on Simon's prior echo to compare it with the most recent data.
I heard this solution has many benefits that clinicians appreciate. Previously, we spoke with Dr. Kardos, who said this solution has an excellent 3D LV algorithm that produces three-dimensional strain rates in a very accurate way. Even if the source images are not perfect, we receive highly reproducible user-independent measurements that gives the interpreter confidence in the quality of the generated report. So, do these features have benefits beyond clinical confidence?
They do. We can be efficient now that we have a single point of access for all patient imaging and cardiac data. And the automated measurements impact the quality of our data too, so we can observe even subtle changes over time with confidence. This all helps us collaborate easily to reach a diagnosis.
I know there was a study assessing the benefits of this suite of echo solutions, and 86% of the cardiologists participating say they experienced improved confidence in their clinical decision-making.
That's right. In Simon's case, I was able to compare my study to an ultrasound he had 8 years ago at a different hospital. This kind of interoperability is so helpful when managing complex cardiac issues. It showed me that Simon's condition had worsened to chronic heart failure. So we decided it was best to admit him for monitoring, diuresis, and to initiate medication. If you'd like to hear more from the cardiologist who assessed Simon, you can usually find Dr. Romano in the cardiac patient unit.
That's great. Thanks for your time, Dr. Jones.
Thanks.
Hello, Dr. Romano. We heard you treated our patient Simon, who had heart failure. Was Simon in your care very long?
I remember Simon. And no, we were able to send him home after just a few days.
That's great news. Now, what helped you monitor his progress and then make a confident decision about his discharge?
Well, we have some great tools to help us assess our patients, even at the bedside. One of my personal favorites is our portable handheld ultrasound. This allowed me to check Simon's heart function right at the bedside and assess his lungs to make sure he didn't have any signs of fluid overload.
And you mentioned monitoring support. Is that helping the nursing staff?
Well, although we have a great, dedicated team of nurses, like everywhere, they're managing staff shortages and burnout. So, our new monitoring solutions really help them to manage their workload. Since Simon had been consistently monitored from the ED, the nursing staff could immediately access his clinical information. Before, they would need to re-enter a lot of data once the patient got here.
So what's changed?
Now, with the shared monitoring system, there is a single platform that connects the spot check and continuous monitoring system without the need to re-enter information. This really helps to eliminate data silos for our staff, particularly as patients transition between different areas.
I heard that another Germany-based healthcare provider used the Philips hospital-wide surveillance technology to reduce the frequency of patient deterioration leading to cardiac arrest by 60%. And with surveillance, early warning scoring and mobile alerts, the staff addressed clinical deterioration before it led to ICU admission.
This technology is reducing alarm fatigue for our staff, and it should help us from missing actual alarms.
Well, it sounds like Simon got the care and the medication he needed.
Absolutely. Following the latest guidelines for heart failure, we verified there was no further congestion and optimized his oral treatment before discharge. He recovered quite quickly and he was able to return home.
That's great news. Thank you for your time, Dr. Romano.
You're welcome.
So let's see how Simon is recovering now at home. Hi, Simon. You're looking well.
Hi again. I have to admit, I was pretty unwell when I went to the hospital, but now I'm feeling much better and supported.
How are you feeling supported? Are you seeing your doctors regularly?
I have a follow-up appointment in 2 weeks, which they said is the recommended guideline for my condition. But in the meantime, my doctor set me up on this web portal that keeps us all in communication. I'm always concerned about side effects from my medication. If I'm eating too much sodium or if I'm retaining fluids. This lets me check in with my doctors through the secure patient portal. It's intuitive enough for even an old fella like me to use. Now I feel actively involved in my own care, like my doctors are making decisions with me, not just for me.
That's wonderful, Simon. Good luck on your recovery and thank you for your time. I hope this journey showed you how Philips can work with you to help create a seamless care pathway for complex cardiac conditions that supports patients and clinicians. And we look forward to starting a conversation with you about the unique needs of your practice. Thank you for joining us.